What's happening, party people? Due to the weather, I am not going to Virginia this morning. I am going back to Chicago. Because although Chicago is colder, Chicago has heated garages. So that's where I'm headed this week. We'll hit Virginia December 4th. And then when I get done at Virginia, I'll go back to Chicago. So, little change of plans. If I'm supposed to meet you in Chicago, let me know. I've only got a couple days, so I won't be getting into too much. Talk to you soon. Welcome to Hanging Out with Robert, that's me. This video contains things that I encounter throughout the day. If for some reason I complete a task and you would like to see the details, you can click on the link in the description area below. This video also contains tips and tricks that I learned throughout the years. I plan on leaving this video accessible for about 30 days. After that, you can view it through my Patreon account. Thank you very much for watching. Kicking off the Tinker Day in this awesome S70. Yes, sir. I gotta see if this seat heater works. It is cold. It's 45. That's chilly. Woohoo! Headed to the dyno this morning. Here you are, folks. Performance Euro Works. We are here to do a pull from 0 to 100 for our tuning of the S70. So let's go in here and get this started. See if they're ready for us. Man, this is the BMW Haven. And we are here, ready to pull this thing in, waiting for guidance. We are tying it down, folks. Got a nice pit here in case you blow something, all the juices fall down there. We got it crowned on the big wheel. We got cooling fans, blowing fans. We are getting ready to roll. Already got the front locked down. We're almost ready to go. Friggin' nightmare. Finally got going. It says my data's connected. I don't see my record buttons over there, so I think we're gonna go ahead and do this thing. I just did a pull. I disconnected the battery to get the check engine light out. I emailed it to Sebastian Tuner Pro. I got working. Took me a little bit, but man, that was a pain in the butt. Getting these files on here without a good internet connecting and stuff. So I'm about to disconnect here and go down. You see I did connect up there. I had a good data connection. I recorded the file and saved it. It's a little strange doing this in auto, but hey, we got it done. Let's get back to the shop and go to my next job. Folks, here it is. V70 all-wheel drive. Got those platinum wheels on it. And guess what? You got it. Bam! It's a manual. Let's pop the hood and see what it looks like under the hood. And McLaren's. Whoo-wee! Look at those disc brakes. I don't know if that's the parking brake or not, but that disc right there is freaking huge. Race cars, baby. Ooh, a GT3. Yes, sir. We got some power in here. Feels like a two-puller. I heard it pop, but I doubt it's gonna come open. Oh, it came open. Hooray! Battery clips missing. Oh my gosh, is it missing the timing belt cover? It's got oil leak up here. Cam seals are due, I guess. I hope I brought a couple of cam seals with me. Let me look. That's a lot of oil down there. I'm gonna fire it up, do a glove test, see if the PCV needs to be done. Is that bushing torn out or just starting to tear? Oh, that's torn out. Need a bushing there. Missing the caps from the wipers. Angle gear still installed. That's good. Let's do the glove test. Start off, reset the service light, which is an oil change reminder. That service light down there. Now we're going to scan it. Should be 4.4. Establishing communication. See what codes we have in this thing. Two codes. Front O2 sensor. Front O2 sensor signal. So both of them are O2 sensor. Huh. P135. That's the information of when it's set. The next one, P130, maybe it's just dead. Might as well erase them. Erased. Alright, let's exit out of here. The engine is cool. I want to do a glove test, but I don't know if I should be running this car indoors. So let me do the timing belt, or maybe start it up for a minute and do the glove test. The engine's not even warm, and we have vacuum on the glove test. Not real hard, but when I rev it up, it starts to suck in even better. So we'll talk about that. Hard to tell what's going on with this timing belt. I don't know if that says 10285 78,000 whatever T-belt. That's weird, man. They got that a mess. I can't tell the date. 12 something, I don't know, 2010 maybe. Anyway, it's passing the glove test. So let's pull this cover off, pull that cover off, set the timing on the crank, get it on the lift, do all that wonderful stuff. Water pump's been replaced. Let's see if we can make out the date. Man, that's hard to see. Looks like 07. So it's probably 14-year-old pump. Is that 19 or 09? I can't see that. Looks like 09. Let's go ahead and replace it. Looks like this exhaust cam in front seal is leaking. I put my finger in here, it came out dry. Put my finger in there, it came up wet. So that's probably where the leak's coming from. This side here. I don't know if that crank is leaking, but I'll take a look at it. I'll knock the harmonic balancer off on this one since I have it on the left. These crank seals don't leak that often, and I don't see anything on the bottom of the crank. No oil on that nipple right there, so that's probably not leaking. This is all coming from the cam seal. So let's align this timing. We also got a mount blown out here. See, this mount is totally blown out. And man, got good oil drops there. Let's look under it, see what else is going on. Somebody's hit this thing on this angle gear. And we got a lot of oil leaking here. I wonder if that's the bottom of the PCV box. A lot of times people will use a cheap hose on that thing, and that thing will leak like crazy. I'm gonna try to put my finger up there and see if I can feel that. But a lot of oil on this oil pan. That looks kind of dry up in there where the rear main would be. So hopefully we don't have a rear main leak. We even got oil over here. Goodness, it may be blowing out there from the cam seal, or if the turbo drain is leaking, which is a tough one on this car. I don't see any oil coming down the back of here, so it's probably not the turbo drain. Let me see if I could tell. Oh man, somebody's got a weird bracket on this angle gear and transmission back here. A hard time seeing that turbo. And you got an angle gear here. It's hard to see the bottom of that turbo. Well, this is kind of weird. It looks like it's got a new O2 sensor. That hose on that turbo pipe looks like it's, man, seen better days. That thing looks smashed. And there's a little oil on the bottom of the turbo intake tube, which is normal. So I don't know if all this is coming from that cam seal or not. If that cam seal is blowing out oil, it could be. There's a lot of oil up there. I need to wash this down. Man, that hose looks horrible right there. That's weird how far it looks like this axle's out. I don't know if that is supposed to be out that far or not. That looks kind of far. But a carrier holds it, so I doubt it. I hit my head on something. Hope it wasn't that oil. I did a guesstimation on the timing marks down there. Man, that timing is almost dead on. So I'm gonna pop these cam sprocket bolts loose there. I don't know if somebody's done a cylinder head job on here, but man, I'm gonna take this cover off because maybe there's a bunch of oil in this cover that's leaking down here as well. That is a lot of oil on top of this cylinder head. It's probably filling up those spark plug wells. Surprised this thing didn't have a leak. You see all the oil on the back of the cap. This is not a Volvo oil cap. That may be leaking. Somebody put a new cap on there from somewhere, but man, you really want a Volvo cap. Even though somebody has a clamp on this, I was able to lift that clamp right off. That may be a problem there. Let me see if I could tell if these are Volvo parts or some other kind of parts. There is a lot of oil right there. So my guess is this PCV box is been put on with non-Volvo parts, and that thing is leaking like crazy down there. See all that oil? That's probably where half that oil under that engine is coming from, that PCV box. So we're going to do the PCV too. Somebody did it because this hose is soft, but it may not be Volvo parts. Ooh, look at there. What do we do with non-Volvo parts, boys and girls? Especially from that company. Kind of got my hands in a handcuff here. I was ready to pull this intake manifold, and I said, hey, let me check, see if I got an intake manifold gasket. And he doesn't, but I do. I also have this wraparound tube, so I'm gonna go grab this wraparound tube, make sure this is the proper tube for this thing here, and I don't have an NA tube before I tear into this. I hate to tear into it and have the wrong parts. Not sure what's going on here with these gaskets, but it's got a lot of oil in it. This is freaking amazing. Nothing has clamps on it. Leaking like crazy, and it's URO parts. I usually find those like bubble gum, but seems firm. Not sure what brand it is, but man, there's a lot of oil down there. A lot. So I'm gonna make sure the ports are clear and start going back together with this thing. I think it's clear. I think it's just leaking. I took the air box out so I could get to these boost lines. He had the IPD boost line set up, so I'm putting those on. Got the vacuum hoses on there. I got the inlet tube installed. I got the intake manifold installed. Now I'm gonna replace the injectors. I'm going to replace this bushing here and keep moving forward. Driving that bushing out. Nice and easy. He's got a cruise issue. I plugged the pump in, made sure it was plugged in good. I think those wires are okay. They look okay. Somebody's got the battery tray in with some weird hardware. He's got a clutch slave leaking, so we're going to replace that clutch slave and just keep right on working. I got that mount, bushing in, good to go. Turning this GLT into a T5, we dropped in white injectors and we dropped in a T5 ECU. T5 manual ECU. Trying to get the light on that thing so y'all can see that. Woohoo! This timing belt is due. I think some of this oil off the top of the engine was getting down into that timing belt area. But we're going to let this timing belt ride till I get back because we need a cam seal. I think we need a cam seal. We may not, but anyway, we're going to spray this down and see if it's wet when I get back. If you feel that this information was useful, please like it and share it with your social media friends. You can subscribe to my channel so that you will get notifications of future videos that I post. You can follow me on Twitter, and if you need to contact me directly, please visit my website. And if you have any questions, leave them below, and someone or myself will reply to them. Again, thank you very much for watching.